All right, so we have been talking about morality for this past 4 or 5 weeks. So we're going to keep it rolling. Today's your last day. Hopefully we can circle everything up and show you how to live in the life of morality and let your divine take the lead. All right? So the first thing I want to do is talk about morality. I know we've had a talk about morality on every service, but I would just want to set the stage here. Morality, Cindy has said that is a accepted human behavior of the collective. So sometimes I think when we look at morality, we look at it with resistance based on what we want and what other people tell us. So I want to kind of take a different view of morality to set the stage so we can take the big bad boogeyman out of it. Spiritually, we have the innate instinctual need for harmony. Morality is that need, but it is that need given to us, filtered through human experiences and human emotions and human judgments, based on what our human eyes can see. So at the base of it, it can be a very positive, originating thought. It is our spiritual need to be harmonious with each other. And we have taken it down. It's almost like we've taken it down through the body and let it express out in a lower frequency because our human eyes can only see and have only been able to see what is in front of us. So it has been through human eyes and through human experiences, we've agreed upon behavior because we want to be with other people. You see the point I'm making? Spiritually, we have that need to be with other people. We have that need to harmonize with our brothers and sisters, but we have taken it and discolored it and distorted it through experiences of humanity, and it has become a very human thing. Therefore, it can change. It can be judged. Harmony can't be changed. Harmony can't be judged. Harmony can be participated in and created. But it's not something that can be changed and judged, and all the other sticking points can't stick to harmony, right? So we have this thing that is innately positive and good, right? Because spiritually we're searching for harmony. So because what happens sometimes with morality is we start talking about morality and then our judgments of morality come up. So therefore we can't really walk through morality because we're already judging it. Because somebody else told us we can't do something that we want to do. So let's take that out of it. Morality, we're all trying to do the right thing spiritually. We've just messed it up. We've just took a couple wrong turns. So let's lift the spirit of morality when we look at it so we can look at it as a good job, let's change it. Not a this is wrong, I am right situation. Good there? All right, so we'll move forward today with that idea that we are trying to do the right thing. We're trying to do the right thing. Okay. Another thing I wanted to say about morality based off of us. So we're trying to find harmony spiritually. So we've come down and through our human experiences, we have created rules that allow the collective to be safe and allow the collective to express power and allow the collective to do all these kinds of things. And we have attached judgment to morality. Patrick did a great service on judgment. Judgment is a key to morality. It is what binds us to the opinions and rules of others. It's what keeps us collective. It creates us and them. So Patrick did a great job of us and them. It made so much sense to me. You know how many pockets of us and them are in the state of Georgia? Do you know what I'm saying? And we're all Georgia residences. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're all spirits. We're all trying to find harmony, and we're allowing our judgments and our experiences to dictate how we treat each other. So, with that being said, Cindy mentioned the story. If you guys have been tracking, I'm going to add on to it because I think it's super powerful. Cindy mentioned the story about being in Utah when she was younger and being disenfranchised because she wasn't Mormon. Like, none of the kids could talk to her. Their parents said, don't talk to them. You know, so she had not a great experience there. Patrick brought it up the other day, and I want to add on to it because I think it is crucial to what we do with morality over the years. So, there was an us, the Mormons in Utah. Cindy was a them, right? She came in, they didn't allow it. Based on the morality, the accepted morality of that culture and that space and time. Based on judgment, Cindy wasn't allowed to be expressive with her brothers and sisters. Cindy tells me, her son, that story when he's, 12, 13. What do? First thing I do, what do you think I do? I get mad at the Mormons. Because my us is being attacked by them. Do you see what's happened? So now I carry, based off of somebody else's experiences, a judgment on a group of people that I've never interacted with. So my responsibility is to stop that. I cannot pass that down because it was a story, it's a whatever, but based on our clan nature, our ability, our family, that kind of thing, that spiritual need for harmony, I'm going to resonate with her. You got your feelings hurt? Where are they at? Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? But it's a traumatic event for her, you know, and it's made its way down a generation. And if I wasn't aware, and if I don't put the effort in to not speak illy of other people's, it could make it down a generation. So my ultimate point is how much of morality is from generations of judgment, not of generations of harmony, generations of judgment. Our morality, our rules, our expectations are expectations of ancestors in a different world, in a different time, that didn't allow their people to express freely. And we still don't. But I just want to say that morality is our effort to harmonize as spirits. We've muddled it up. We've muddied the waters. Now we've allowed those muddy waters to be passed down generationally. This lineage of judgment and things that dictate our decisions. So what kind of different decisions are we making if we have the same morality as our grandparents? We're making the same decisions that they made. Why? All right. You get the lineage point? Yeah. All right. So, I want to speak on, so morality we think of as accepted human behavior of a collective. I want to share a story from the Aquarian. You guys have all heard it, probably. I'm not going to assume you have, but in some form or fashion you've heard it. This is a very popular story in Christianity. So it's about the adulterer woman getting stoned, right? He has no sin cast the first stone. You guys have heard that saying at least. So in the story is the lady comes before Jesus with the crowd of people and the judge trying to stone her. And they, two things. There's not a man brought before. And the only way they know she's an adulterer is she's pregnant. So the evidence of adultery is there without the man, right? So that's an emotional shocker. I just want you guys to feel that one, that they're willing to stone this lady based on morality. All right, you see how we muddle it up a little bit? But it's an effort for harmony, so we can see this two ways. We can see it, we need to get our attention, that we've done really bad stuff based on morality, but we also need to realize that we are trying. Because if we don't realize we're trying, we'll never get out of the cycle. All right, so let me tell you the story. I'm just going to read it. So I'll start off. Rabboni, they've taken him up to Jesus, and they say, what do you say? It's almost a challenge, right? What do you say about the laws say this, that we have the right to do this, she's broken this, the morality of the day, she should lose. Rabboni, this vile woman has been taken in adultery. The law of Moses says that such as she shall die, be stoned to death. What do you say should be her punishment? And Jesus stopped and made a figure on the ground and placed it in the number of a soul. Placed the number of a soul, and then sat in silent thought. When the priest demanded that he speak, he said, "Let him who has no sin stand forth and be the first to cast a stone at her." And then he closed his eyes, and not a word was said. When he arose and saw the woman all alone, he said, "Where are the men who brought you here?" They who accused, the woman said, "They are all gone. No one was here who could condemn." And Jesus said, "I condemn you not. Go on your way, in peace, and sin no more." So, we, through morality, cast stones. We cast stones as a collective based on our collective beliefs of behavior. Good? We cast stones. Now, I want you to think of, this is an easy story to look at the crowd and say, that ain't me. Growing up, I would never do that. But we do it. We cast stones all the time based on morality. We don't throw them directly at people all the time. But how many disagreements turn into violence? You know? That's not my point. My point is, let's look at the story in another way. It's easy for us to displace ourselves from the crowd. But let's look at the woman. The woman. What do you think that woman felt about herself when she became pregnant after having unlawful relations? Do you think she felt good about it? Do you think she judged herself about it? She had to have judged herself or she wouldn't have been in a position to be stoned. Energetically, morality is energetically. Energetically, we know like attracts like. If you don't judge yourself for something, the judgments of the world aren't going to come raining down on you. So I would say, as a practice, look at what people judge you for and then turn inside and see. But my point is, we've taken this idea of morality as a group and removed ourselves from it because we're not in the group. But we are. And I say, we've taken the morality of the group and we've internalized it. And we may not agree every bit, right? I'm sure there's some buzz ones that you can pop off that you don't agree with, that the overall group would agree with. But we've taken that through generational lineage, our effort to be harmonious, our good effort through human mistakes, through our grandparents, and we've internalized these things. We have a morality inside. Every person has a morality base. Every person has a morality base that they live by and that they decide by. Most of that, if not all of it, I can't prove it, but I would say all of it is inherited from other people, and it's based off this collective. All right? So, what I'm telling you is, you cannot expect to stop casting stones at other people if you're still casting stones at yourself. You cannot expect to stop casting stones at other people if you're still casting stones at yourself. And the casting stones is the clincher. This judgment is what makes morality morality and not choice. Without the judgment, morality is just people doing stuff. It's just behavior. You hear that? Simply, it's just behavior. Our judgment makes morality. So our stones make morality. If we're casting stones at other people, we're not clean inside. And it's not based off of what somebody, it's not the outer telling us we're not clean inside. It's us telling us we're not clean inside. It's that judgment inside on yourself that is allowing you to judge other people. Have you ever had a day, you're clean, man, you feel great, you're not thinking about how you look? Because it's that small. It's that small. I changed his shirt 3 times a day because I was judging myself. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't somebody say, maybe a little tight, brother? Because I'm carrying that. Just like the lady that with Jesus about to get stoned. She had to have been carrying that judgment. And Jesus at the end of that story says, go in peace and sin no more. I condemn you not. Jesus is the Christ. The Christ inside of you never condemns you. Quit condemning yourself. Quit putting yourself in the stone circle. And quit casting stones. Because we go in and out of it. Some people sit down in the circle and throw stones. You know what I'm saying? We're good at it. We're good at it. And it's the subtle stuff. It's the very subtle stuff. It's me not liking the shirt. I seriously just put 3 different shirts on today. I'm not kidding. And it was based on judgment. And it was very subtle. And it was just like subtle makes a big statement. It was very subtle. It was very subtle, but it was self-judgment. Because it doesn't matter what I look like. This is a vehicle. Steele Patrick's line, he said always, I'm an 85 David. I'm Spirit. I'm riding an 85 David. Right? So I just want to show you guys that the ability to change and move through morality in daily life is correlated with your ability to not judge yourself. Because if you're judging yourself, you're going to judge other people. My point is, you ever had a day where you're just rolling and you're not carrying judgments? You're not doing anything. It doesn't have to be a fantastical day with Disney World, all that stuff, but you just feel it, right? And you don't care what people say. They start gossiping. You don't care. The guy pulls in front of you. You don't care. It's not that you don't care for the people. You don't care what the actions do. Because you are clean inside. Because you are not stoning yourself. You walk around like this. It gives you a sense of power and value as a judger of self to judge other people. I'm feeling bad. You're not as bad as you. So now my value is based off of what stone I can throw. Do you understand? And this is what causes division in morality. Morality doesn't have to be divisive. Morality doesn't have to be judgmental. But it is, therefore it is morality, therefore it eventually becomes divisive. Right? It creates separation. It causes us and it causes them. And ultimately our effort at harmony has been muddled up, and then we turn it into something else that causes division. The exact opposite of what we want to cause. The exact opposite of what the inherent need for this was. Good? To truly create a world where morality doesn't drive choice, we must get our own house in order. When we're individually healthy, we can live without morality. Because we won't need anybody to tell us what to do. And we won't need safety in numbers. We can be safe standing alone. All right. Good? How do we live? How do we live? How do we live? So we've beat up morality, right? But it's not a big boogeyman in the closet. You know, so it's nothing we should get mad at. We shouldn't push back against it because it's only going to continue that, right? So we're going to identify our great effort and then change it. Because what do we do when we choose? We have the same mentality when it is just choice. When we can consciously choose an experience or an action. Because, let me tell you, experiences and actions do not work the same for everybody. It could be the same exact action. It could be the same exact experience. And it could be totally different values to that person. But if we can release the judgment and we can choose freely, based off of what we need and what serves us, we can we can allow divine into the life of a moral base, right? We can live within these rules, and the rules will someday dissipate and disappear because they can't work without the judgment. So stop judging yourself. Choose. Choose, 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 choose. I don't care what you do. Sex, drugs, rock and roll, right? That's our morality. Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Choose all three of them. Just choose them consciously without judgment. Choose them consciously without judgment. If you choose them consciously without judgment and it feeds your soul, done. Good. It's your choice. It's not. You won't judge yourself. I don't judge you. We can move on. So when you're making choices for yourself and that judgment comes up, or that I don't know what people are thinking, or changing my shirt 3 times, right? You guys would have never noticed it. But if we choose for ourselves and we choose consciously, we don't have to worry about that. In order to choose consciously, we got to stop judging ourselves. Good? All right. I'm just going to recap. Number 1, morality is not the big scary monster. This is good news. This is good news. Positively good news. When a baby breaks a glass trying to do something positive and grow and learn, do you get mad at them? When a baby slams a glass down in your face, do you get mad at them? You see how the action, the choice is different? But we focus on breaking the glass. That morality of don't break glass. You break a glass, climbing something, and you're totally succeeding, and you accidentally break a glass. See what I'm saying? We don't get mad at a baby. Why do we get mad at each other? We're trying to succeed. And we're judging people for breaking glass. Like we would yell at a 2-year-old breaking glass for trying to do something good. Number 2, watch your lineage. Watch your lineage of morality. Be aware of it. Honestly look at yourself and see how many thoughts came from somewhere else. How many thoughts came from your parents? How many of those parental thoughts came from their parents? How many thoughts of the group have been around? United States of America is a Protestant, Christian, moral base. Just the country we live in has inherited thoughts that do not compute with thoughts in other portions of the world. And they're no less valuable, but no wrong or right. Completely different until we can see the reality of how made up this is. We can't stop the break in the lineage train. The lineage train is what creates wars. We are right. We're right because our grandfather's right. That's the only reason I need. Why? Number 3, quit judging yourself. Quit judging yourself. Energetically, we know if you judge yourself, you're going to judge others. You're going to do it. And hopefully, if you do it, it's the little ones. Oh, I don't like her shirt. You know what I'm saying? And not the big ones. I'm saying, and I'm telling you, if that's your judgment level, pat yourself on the back. Because there's a lot of other ones that are out there that are floating around that are way more detrimental than that, right? So, watch your judgments of yourself. How can you expect the whole to act any differently than you do? You're part of it. And then number 4, the final one, choose. Consciously choose with your eyes open. I don't care what you choose, honestly. If it's good for you, it's good for you. As long as you're choosing with your eyes open, you're not going to judge yourself. It's those blind choices that we make based off of whatever reason. I'll say it again, most of them aren't ours. Those are the ones that we judge. So very simple. Very simple. Morality. Good try. Pat yourselves on the back. You had a hand in creating it. You've had a hand in creating it. We're done with it. We're done with the judgment of it. We're done with the judgment of ourselves, and we're going to stand forth today on every step forward, choosing for ourselves. With me? Yeah. All right, let's settle in. We'll anchor it in. Put your feet on the floor. Take a deep breath in. Just feel yourself relaxing in the chair. Now, once you see a column of white light come over you, just start making you lighter and freer. We're going to rise up that column of white light. We're going to rise up to a plateau, a cloud, whatever it takes form for you. Something higher than this earth plane. Colors, lights, vibrations, solid, whatever. Let it image in what it needs to be. And I want you to ask Jesus Christ to stand forth with you. Jesus, show me where I am like the sinner being stoned. Show me where I am like the adulterer. And I want you to allow space where you, whatever it comes to you, let it be without judgment. You should get a space where you've judged yourself, an idea, a thing. When you have that, I want you to thank it for its service. And I want you to release it to Jesus. You can hand it over, you can let it float up. Whatever you do with that, just as we are standing in the circle, about to be stoned, we're going to participate with Jesus now. Then I want you to ask Jesus the Christ to show you where you are like the stoners. What stone do you throw? Whatever shape it takes, vision, sentence, allow it to flow freely without judgment from you. Don't correct it. And I want you to ask, I want you to tell that judgment, thank you for your service. And I want you to give it to Jesus or let it float away or release it. One stone I will no longer throw. And in this space we ask God, allow us to further our expression of the Christ on this earth without judgment and with the ability to see true harmony based on love and brotherhood and not rules and expectations. And we ask that you be with us and allow our Christ to shine forward as we step forward, choosing choice and not morality. Please, please let us redo it. Thank you, God, for this moment. And I want you to thank Jesus, the Christ, and think not of those judgments ever again. And we're going to come back down the shaft of light, knowing that we are free of at least 2 stones, and that we can walk forward loving each other, not carrying around the bag of judgments. Feel yourself in the chair. Feel yourself lighter and freer. You got 2 stones less. Open your eyes. So it is. Lighter? Your bag lighter? Good. So, it's going to be fun, the journey. Thank you for letting me speak.